Welcome to the virtual public open house for the proposed improvements at the intersection of Pittsburg Avenue and Mount Pleasant Street in Stark County, Ohio. You are invited to view this presentation as well as the other materials that have been posted to the county engineer's website for this project. The virtual public open house materials will be available for 30 days from April 4th through May 3rd, 2021. The intersection of Mount Pleasant Street and Pittsburg Avenue is on the border of Jackson Township and the city of Greene in Stark County. Mount Pleasant Street is a two-lane road with a posted speed of 45 miles per hour. Pittsburg Avenue is a two-lane road with a posted speed of 45 miles per hour, and Mayfair Road is a two-lane road with a posted speed of 35 miles per hour. Currently, traffic at the intersection is managed by a traffic signal. Diebold is located at the northeast corner of the intersection. Mount Pleasant Church of the Brethren is located at the southeast corner of the intersection, and Area-Wide Protective is located at the southwest corner of the intersection. The northwest corner of the intersection is currently vacant. In 2013, the SCAT's Transportation and Land Use Study was completed to identify land development trends and potential improvement areas to increase capacity of vehicular traffic. This study identified the intersection of Pittsburg Avenue and Mount Pleasant Street as a risk for congestion when development was completed. Since this study, development of the ComDock site, as well as preparations for the Redwood development, have verified the predicted development and that the intersection will need to be improved to maintain the efficient flow of traffic. In 2017, this project received funding due to increased congestion. The CMAQ funding, or Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality Improvement Program, will cover 80% of the intersection improvement construction costs. In 2020, a feasibility study was completed by Burgess and Neipel to identify how traffic growth and congestion could best be addressed. The study found that the intersection can expect a 10 to 15% growth in vehicular traffic over the next 20 years. Intersection improvements are needed to handle the expected growth in traffic volumes through the intersection. If improvements are not made, the intersection is projected to operate with poor levels of service in the peak hours, resulting in long delays for motorists. This is a result of traffic volumes exceeding the capacity of the intersection. A roundabout is a great way to increase capacity while adding efficiency and safety. Roundabouts are designed to create a low-speed environment while navigating, exiting, and entering the circulatory roadway. Their designs also prevent T-bone and left turn crashes, which are typically the most severe crash types. The project will include the addition of a sidewalk and ADA accessible crossing of Pittsburg Avenue. Why a roundabout? Roundabouts have safety benefits over the other intersection alternatives considered. Roundabouts improve safety by reducing the potential for serious crashes. This is achieved by lowering vehicle speeds, reducing the number of conflict points, and eliminating high angle and left turn crashes, which are more likely to result in fatalities and serious injuries than other crash types. Up to 88% of injury crashes and 68% of all crashes can be prevented by converting high-speed intersections to roundabouts. Roundabouts increase efficiency by allowing a continuous flow of traffic. Vehicles entering the roundabout must yield to traffic already in the roundabout, but are not required to stop if the roundabout is clear. At this intersection, a roundabout can better accommodate expected increases in traffic volumes with shorter delays when compared to a signalized intersection with additional lanes. This table summarizes level of service information contained in the feasibility study. The average delay per vehicle, measured in seconds, is calculated based on several factors such as traffic volumes, number of lanes, and signal phasing and timing. The delay values are given a letter grade based on information contained in the Highway Capacity Manual. Similar to a letter grade you might receive in school, level of service A is the best and level of service F is the worst. The information contained in the table shows that the existing intersection operation will fail if improvements are not made. Adding turn lanes and retiming the traffic signal would improve the level of service, but the intersection would still operate at a level of service D in the PM peak hour. The rows highlighted in green show the anticipated level of service for the roundabout option being proposed. The roundabout will operate with a level of service C or better during the peak hours based on the opening year traffic volumes. The project is not anticipated to have any significant impacts. Retaining walls have been included in the proposed layout to minimize impacts to adjacent properties. Minor amounts of permanent right-of-way will need to be acquired from properties adjacent to the intersection. Minor temporary acquisition will also be needed from adjacent private property owners to allow for construction. Affected property owners will be contacted at a later date to discuss the right-of-way needs, the acquisition process, and the property owner's rights under that process. It is anticipated that overhead and underground utility relocations will be required prior to construction of the roadway improvements. The project will be constructed in multiple phases. When an approach to the intersection is closed for construction, detours will be posted to guide motorists around the closure. An evaluation of the corridor for historic and archaeological resources and the project's effect on any such resources has been undertaken as part of the environmental review of the project area. At this time, there are no properties within the corridor that are listed on or known to be eligible for the National Register of Historic Places. The project is not expected to impact any waterways, wetlands, or other habitats of protected species. The project is not located within a designated special flood hazard area and will not increase the risk of flooding. The modest change in travel lane locations is not expected to result in a noticeable increase in noise levels for any nearby homes. The proposed project will improve air quality by reducing vehicle emissions by reducing the number of stopped vehicles. The proposed project involves reconstructing and converting the intersection to a modern multi-lane roundabout as seen on this graphic. The roundabout displayed here is sized to meet projected traffic volumes in the opening year of 2024 and for several years to follow. The right-of-way acquisition, retaining wall construction, and project grading will be designed to accommodate additional lanes if they are necessary in the future. A copy of this graphic is available for download from the county engineer's website. This graphic shows what the intersection could look like in the future if traffic volumes continue to grow as outlined in the feasibility study. Additional exit lanes have been added on the south and east legs of the roundabout, and the west approach has been reduced from 3 lanes to 2 lanes. These modifications could be completed with little disturbance to traffic flow and with no additional retaining walls or right-of-way, allowing for a highly efficient intersection for many years. A copy of this layout is available for download from the county engineer's website. Traffic in a roundabout flows counterclockwise around a center island. There are no traffic signals or stop signs in a roundabout. Drivers entering the roundabout yield to traffic already in the roundabout. Follow these steps to safely navigate a multi-lane roundabout. 1. Slow down when approaching the roundabout. 2. Look for pedestrians as you approach the roundabout and yield to any pedestrians in the crosswalk before entering. 3. Yield to circulating traffic when entering the roundabout. 4. Enter the roundabout to the right and continue to drive counterclockwise to the right of the center island. 5. Do not stop in the roundabout. And 6. Look for pedestrians and yield to any pedestrians in the crosswalk before exiting the roundabout. Here is a short video created by the Ohio Department of Transportation with tips on how to drive a multi-lane roundabout.
Level 2, multi-lane roundabout. Let's take it to the next level, multi-lane roundabouts. With multi-lane roundabouts, it is very important to check the signs in order to choose your lane before entering. But which lane do you pick? It's the same process as with a traditional or square intersection. You choose your lane based on where you want to go. At this roundabout, if you want to turn left or go straight through, you'll want to be in the left lane. If you want to make a right turn or go straight through, pick the right lane. Do not try to turn left from the right lane. Remember that each roundabout is different, so always check the signs. After choosing your lane, check for and yield to pedestrians. Then proceed to the yield line. Look to the left for oncoming traffic. Once there's a gap in the traffic in both lanes, enter the roundabout and maintain your lane as you travel through it. As you prepare to leave the roundabout, be sure to check for pedestrians again and continue on your trip.
The intersection construction cost is expected to be $3.375 million. 80% of the construction cost, up to $3 million, will be covered by the Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality Improvement Funding, meaning $2.4 million of the project cost will be funded by the CMAQ program. As the design is advanced, the construction cost estimate will be further refined. Pedestrian accommodations in the form of sidewalks and ADA-compliant curb ramps will be included in the project. These improvements qualify for transportation enhancement funding. The sidewalk improvements and associated costs will be 80% covered by this funding, up to $300,000. Construction is currently scheduled to begin in mid-2023 and will last approximately 1 year. We anticipate 4 primary phases of construction. Throughout construction, access to the properties at the corners of the intersection will be maintained. When approaches to the intersection are closed for construction, detours will be posted to help motorists navigate around the work zone. This graphic and the ones on the following slides depict the maintenance of traffic plan for the project. Lanes that are open to traffic are shown in green. Lanes that are closed and under construction are orange, and lanes that are closed to traffic are shown in red. During the first phase, the east leg of the intersection will be closed and reconstructed. Retaining wall construction will also take place during this time. We anticipate this phase to last approximately 3 months. During the second phase of construction, the west leg of the intersection will be closed and reconstructed. Northbound and southbound traffic will be maintained through the intersection. The east leg of Mount Pleasant Street, constructed in Phase 1, will be open to traffic during this phase, but traffic will not be able to access the intersection. We anticipate this phase to last 1.5 to 2 months. The third phase of construction is the shortest phase and will last approximately 1 month. During this phase, the intersection will be fully closed and the center island of the roundabout will be constructed. At the start of the fourth phase, the intersection will be reopened to eastbound and westbound traffic on Mount Pleasant Street. During this phase, the north and south legs of the intersection will be closed and reconstructed. The anticipated duration for this phase of work is 8 weeks. Following Phase 4, the roundabout construction will be completed and open to traffic. Will the county need to acquire more right-of-way to build these improvements? Yes. Both temporary and permanent right-of-way will be required to construct the project. Permanent right-of-way is needed for construction of the roadway, pavement, and retaining walls. Temporary right-of-way is needed for temporary pavement, adjusting driveway aprons, minor grading, and to provide the contractor with room to work when constructing the roundabout and retaining walls. A graphic showing the anticipated temporary and permanent right-of-way is included in the public meeting documents available for download from the county engineer's website. What is the right-of-way acquisition process? Property owners will be compensated for permanent right-of-way acquisition and also for temporary use of their land. As plan development advances and the exact needs are determined, Stark County will hire an independent state qualified appraiser to determine the property value of any land that is either temporarily or permanently needed to build the improvements. As required by law, a second independent appraiser will review the first appraiser's work to verify that it is fair and reasonable. After the appraisals are finalized, the right-of-way negotiator will begin contacting property owners to start the acquisition process. Affected property owners will be contacted at a later date to discuss the right-of-way needs and property owner rights under the process. Your comments are an important part of this project. After reviewing this video and other project-related documents found on the county engineer's website, you may submit comments through May 3rd, 2021 using one of the following methods. You may print or download the project comment form from the county engineer's website. The comment form can be submitted via U.S. mail or scanned and submitted via email. These addresses are listed on the comment form. You may also send an email with your comments to engineer@starkcountyohio.gov. Please include the project name in the subject line for all emails. We would also appreciate you including your contact information, but this is not required. And finally, hard copies of the comment form can be obtained from and delivered to the Stark County Engineer's Office at 5165 Southway Street Southwest in Canton, Ohio, 44706.